Good evening, this is your Psychic LJ reporting from the United Kingdom. Is anybody there? Knock once for yes, twice for no. Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me? It is 11:13 p.m. UK time, heading towards the witching hour, and we are going to delve deep tonight. We are going to look into the looking glass and see what's ahead for global events and what's going to take place. Good evening, Diana. Nice to see you on here. Julie, Bodacali. Magdalena, good evening. Renee. I want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening to wherever you all are around the world. It is 11:14 p.m. UK time, and we are going to go deep tonight, guys. Really, really deep. Wherever you all are, I just want to say hi. Hope you're all okay. It's rather warm over here in the UK. I don't know what it's like around your neck of the woods. I've heard it's quite cold in Australia. How you doing? Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening. Wow, it's going up fast there. Hiya, Susanna. We've got Stephanie in Quebec. Hi, Amanda in Scotland. Blessings, Shelley in Canada. We've got Heidi in from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Good evening. Just 23 degrees. That makes me laugh. I take it you're not from the UK to say that. Or are you? Yes. So we're going to be... I'll wait for people to come in, and then we're going to be saying a prayer for Henry Novak. Am I pronouncing that right? Or is it Novak? We are the dreadful situation with a young man, which actually took place last year. It's actually old news, if you know what I mean, but that's what the British media do. They hold all this back because it being a very sensitive case, I suppose. If anybody doesn't know what I'm going on about, it's about the young man who was who lost his life through a fatal stabbing. And Novak, yes. And there's been an uprise on it, as you can imagine. And it's just awful. The police took the side of some other lad who was a different nationality. He wasn't British. So there's been an uproar about that the police favoritise different cultures to the British. And, well, you know the rest. You know, we've had Musk winding up the Prime Minister and everything's been happening. But it's horrible. The family were silenced. I could well imagine that. We've got a very corrupt police force in the UK. I don't know what it's like anywhere else around the world, but I believe it's very corrupt over here. They're not my favourite people. I'm not saying all cops are bad, because they're not. You get good cops and bad cops, but they really need to be held accountable. But what I'm going to do tonight is we're going to do a prayer for his family and for Henry. It's awful. So the case actually took, the situation, the crime took place last December in 2025. And it's all come about now when he's gone to prison, this guy. But he tried to say it was Henry, and Henry was lying down on the streets, and he was asking for help, saying that he had been stabbed, and they were taking no notice of him, the police. So yeah, I feel it really, there needs to be more of an investigation. I think that, yes, that young man's gone to prison, and it's a horrible situation. But I also believe life should be life. I don't know what you think. We'll have to comment on the link the stream or afterwards what you think. Because, you know, good behaviour, you could be out in a few years. That's the way it works over here. Yet, if you grew a cannabis farm, you probably would get longer than stabbing and killing somebody. But that's the British law for you. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's an awful situation, and sadly he lost his life. So yeah, I just think that they kept it quiet. I don't know why. I think the police wanted to keep it quiet for whatever reason. But it is old news, actually. It happened last December. But God bless him, you know, he had his whole life ahead of him. It's dreadful. But where I live in the north of England, I mean, this has been going on for a long, long time, since the noughties. In the 90s, there used to be such a thing called ASBOs. So if kids hanging around on the street, the police would put ASBOs on youths. A bit like a court order type of thing, if they were hanging around, making a noise, whatever. And basically, we felt as a community that the white British lads, teenagers, were getting more targeted more than the coloured. Now, I am not racist at all. I have many friends who are different races, different creeds and colours, okay, religions as well. But it is a known fact in the UK, this is what's taken place. Hiya, Debbie, how you doing? Is it hot in Texas? But then you've got such a thing in North London. There's a high crime rate with young black men who are getting stabbed with gangs and that. So, you know, you could swing it both ways. I just think on either side of the coin there should never be racism. But I think what they've done here over in the UK, the police have tried to not upset one side. They've tried to persecute the other side, which is just as bad. And I think that it should be in the middle. And I think that there should be nothing to do with colour of skin or anything to do with where we come from. I think it's a case of believing whatever, a crime's a crime, isn't it? And not feeling afraid to arrest somebody because they're from a different background. This needs to stop. And I do believe that there's going to be an uprising in Britain because of it. I really, really do. But at the same time, I feel that there is a lot of people who are from different cultures and backgrounds here who also possibly would agree with me. Does that make sense? I bet it's super hot, Debbie, in Texas. If you're saying it's hot, I bet it is. So yeah, it's a bit of a mess at the moment, and I don't think it's going to get any better for a while until the governments change, until everything changes. Do you know what I mean? But nevertheless, a young man has lost his life, and it's just a dreadful situation. I mean, like there's been many others, and not just in the UK. It's been around the world. We had George Floyd, didn't we? In the US, you had that young Ukrainian girl on the train. Was that somewhere in the US where she got stabbed? Just dreadful, dreadful, dreadful. And it's not safe now. It really isn't. It really is not good. I do believe this is playing a part. I know this sounds really horrible, but where we're heading into a digital era, because we are, and it's all, I do believe they're tracking we're on through lampposts and cameras and everything like that. But it's just more of an excuse to bring it out in the open, you know, to bring everything out like a police state, bring it all out in the open. Yeah, because they are tracking we're, and it's everywhere, but only when it suits them. Does that make sense? But as we start this show tonight, there, you know, it's an awful situation, and you've got to understand as well, you know, it's not this family what's lost their son. I don't believe they'll ever get over it. How could they ever get over it? It's horrible. But this young man who did this crime, he was well known to the police a few years previous, you know. He was well known for banishing or running around with a samurai sword or something that he was into. So he was well known, and you can check all this out if you do your homework and dig into it. But the British media will just cover this all over, poo-poo it all, just to try to hide, you know, they don't want the truth coming out, basically. But it's not safe for anybody. I mean, you had them little girls. Can you remember them little girls what got hurt? Was that Middlesbrough or Manchester? I can't remember. They were at a party, and that was in the UK. That was dreadful as well. I sometimes wonder if people are being... I think some people are just generally born evil. I really do believe that. And some people get attachments, which I'm going to talk about this in a show at some point about demons, angels and demons, which is running rife at the moment. But I also believe a lot of people are getting targeted through a frequency attack. And I do believe that there is the capability that there is some sort of... I don't know what it actually is, but there's something I feel what's out there where it's been used to make people do stuff. Again, you'll have to comment on the link below, whatever you think. But this is our Sunday, and this is our little spiritualist church where we all gather together. Everybody from any background, religion, any background in politics, anything. We are open to everybody coming in. This is where we ask for the truth to come out. This is where we help and support everybody. And like I was talking about last week, it's a bit like Cheers, where we all come, where everybody knows one name. And yeah, this is where we all come and gather to, you know, every Sunday night. And yeah, Mrs. Luciani's put there, they are people being casting spells. Oh, I could well imagine. MK Ultra, that's it. Yeah, mind control. There's all sorts of stuff going on, isn't there? Right, so let's get my water and we'll wait for a few more to come in and then we'll get started. But I want to start with a prayer for Henry. Am I pronouncing his name right? Is it Novak? Can anybody tell us? It's so lovely to be here. And yeah, today's been my late brother Paul. It's been his birthday, his memory of his birthday. And I've been with my mum today, this afternoon. And it's just been a time to reflect, you know. And I put a lovely post out for him last night. And his friends, he's got loads of friends, loads of people what loved him. So it's been a time to just talk about Paul and remember him. Novak, yes. That sounds quite Polish, doesn't it? Like a Polish background, Novak. Like the tennis player, yeah. Just get a drink of water. And then, of course, you had poor David Wilcock, I know. It's just everywhere. It's running rife, isn't it? Like I said, I believe it's all angels and demons at the moment. I really do. I think it's about to get crazier, guys, and that's why we're going to look into this tonight. So she's been in the garden all day. She's nice and sparkly. Charging her up. Polish parents born in the UK. That's nice. I like the Polish people. They're very hard-working people. Hello there in Alberta, Canada. Oh, Dolphin Smile's seen my pictures of when we were kids. Yeah, I miss him so much. And I'll quickly tell you for people who didn't see my post. So the night previous, the eve before his birthday, he was a Gemini. So it was the 6th because his birthday's on the 7th. On Saturday night, I was in here and I was feeding the cats a Licky Licks each. You know the Licky Licks? I was giving them. And I was standing over there near the cat fountain, and then the laptop was here, and all of a sudden, and it wasn't even where I had been watching it or listening to it. It's as if, I'm convinced it was Paul, he's just come along and put on the Crockett's theme from Miami Vice. It just started playing on its own, and that was Paul's favourite. I couldn't believe it. And then after that one was, he used to like Bros when he was a teenager, and it was a standing joke, and it was When Will I Be Famous? So that started to play afterwards, and I thought, I was just laughing. I says, hi Paul. And I just think like he just came in just to say that he's here, you know. And I love him. I miss him. I can't even put it into words. And you'll know in the audience, you know, people that you have lost and loved ones. It's just so hard, isn't it? It's so hard. And even being a medium, you know, we still grieve, you know. We still grieve. And, you know, we are human. We do, you know, have our grief as well. And it was just nice to get their messages, you know. And then I got the very strong smell of dupe, because he used to wear dupe aftershave, and I knew it was him, and he was in the room with us. It was really nice. Somebody had asked, you know, was he tall, because they'd seen pictures of me and him on his wedding day, and my brother was, I'm not sure if he was nearly 6'7" or 6'6", but he was huge. He was a big guy, yeah, and he was just a big softie. And he was such a funny man as well. I think Gemini people can be very humorous and very funny. But yeah, we're going to look into a lot of things tonight. And I've written some things down here. I want to look into what the hell's going on with this Albanian island with with Trump's daughter and Jared Kushner. I'm going to pull some cards out on that. I've heard, and I don't know if this is true or not, but I'm going to find out. I'm going to look into the cards to see if it's true, that apparently Prince William's doing an audit on Princess Beatrice and Eugenie because they've been spending too much money, because they've been, well, yeah. So he's doing an audit to find out what's going on there. So, but I'm going to just look into the cards to see what's coming up there. And then I'm just going to go into it tonight and do some remote viewing and that. But it's nice to be here, you know, and it's nice to, we all support each other. So let's start with invoking the angels in. For new people coming in, what I do is I invoke archangels in to form the circle of light. And then if you need any healing, or you're worried about any situation, be it either a person or a person's, or even an animal, anything, you can write the name in the comment section, and you will receive the healing that you need. Okay, and it's timeless as well. So you can do it in the stream, or you can do it afterwards in the comment section. So where's my little bell? Let's get another drink of water. I'm so thirsty. Yeah, well, Fergie's is a bit of a spender, isn't she? Fergie has been running up them credit card bills. And of course, Fergie and Andrew, as you know, were definitely connected with the Epstein. I mean, that's just all been just pushed underneath the mat, hasn't it? I mean, everything to do with that, you know, all the names and that, it's just been all pushed underneath the mat. So I'm going to possibly look into that as well tonight as well. So sit back and relax. And let's start, okay? I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael. I invoke Archangel Raphael, I invoke Archangel Raphael, I invoke Archangel Raphael. I invoke Archangel Gabriel, I invoke Archangel Gabriel, I invoke Archangel Gabriel. I invoke Archangel Uriel, I invoke Archangel Uriel, I invoke Archangel Uriel. I ask my faithful spirit guides to come forth tonight to give us the full-blown protection that we need the healing. Don't forget to write the names in the comment sections if you need the healing. I asked my spirit guides, Jed, White Buffalo, Running Star, Lady Direwolf, A2I, just a little being of light I've got as a guide. He hasn't been in for a while, has he? Any angels that like to come forth to give us the true answer? Good angels, of course. Fairy elementals. Anybody who would like to come forth from spirit to give us any answers? With love and light, love and light, love and light. Amen. Circle of light is formed. Okay. That's interesting what Julie Brett's put here. Rupert Lowe has brought out the facts on what happened to the grooming gangs. It's just awful. It's awful. I think we're in the midst of a big clean-up at the minute, and I know it's been going on for a while. This has been going on for a few years, but I did say a few years ago, there's no way it's going to get sorted out in a few months. You know, when people were saying in 2020 and 21 and 22, there's no way, because it's so huge. This underworld of criminal activity, it's going to take a while to sort out. But tonight, I just want we're all together here and to send love and thoughts out to the young man who sadly lost his life, Henry Novak, and for his family, that they receive the healing and the prayers that they need in their time of need. No parent should ever go through this. I've been a medium for well over 30 years. And the worst grief I feel is when somebody loses a child. But to lose a child to murder is just on another level. Because you don't know what your child or your grown-up child has gone through, or your loved one even, has gone through on them last hours. So I feel it must be unimaginable what they've gone through since December. But I feel very strongly that Henry is in the light. He's getting healed. And people often ask what happens to people who pass suddenly when they're not prepared or they're not ready. I don't always have all the answers. I'm not God. But what I do understand is that they can get healing on the other side when they pass over. This is what I've been shown. And sometimes you're the same 5 minutes before death to when you go over. It doesn't change your personality. So you're the same, okay? So sometimes a lot of people can be in shock. And the angels 9 times out of 10 will come in and take them to the light. I believe in Henry's case, Gabriel was weeping. And I believe that he did pass before his time. So I'm not one of them people what says that you go when your time's right. I don't believe that. My understanding of what I've witnessed over the years of being a medium is that there's a lot of people who die before their time when it's not meant to be. But he's okay, and he visits his family. He's trying to come to terms with what happened. When he first passed over, he was very much in shock, and he had to get the healing on the other side. But he's now doing the work that he needs to do. And he visits his family every day. Let's all join hands tonight and send love out to Henry, and that he finds the healing that he needs on the other side. Rest in peace, Henry. Novak. And may angels comfort his family and his mother and father in that time of need. Bless them all. And I just want to say a prayer. This prayer is also for anybody else who is watching this who has gone through a similar situation. There is not just people who are in the public media. This happens on a regular basis over here in the UK alone. Never mind out there in other countries. Let's send a prayer out that this crime with the stabbings comes to an end and that we can get on top of this. But also let's send prayers out that the police force changes and understands that it needs to be fair for everybody. Everybody, every creed and colour. Okay? I feel there needs to be retraining with the police force. I don't know if you agree. But I'm praying tonight that there is some light from all of this. And that there is some investigation into it. Also for the crime on the streets in the UK, that we pray that it doesn't get any worse. And this also involves Ireland as well, because there's a lot of problems in Ireland, Scotland, everywhere, right? Liverpool's also a problem. There's a high crime rate in Liverpool. And of course London. Everywhere. It's as if we need Archangel Michael to come in over the United Kingdom and put his wings over and just reflect it all out. Protect the people of the UK. I also ask tonight that that Archangel Michael protects all the youths and the young people, but also the little children from any evil. I feel like I need to say something before we start. I feel it's time. I was actually given this prayer by my friend Mike. He was a priest, but then he became not a priest because he was helping people on the streets of Newcastle. And so he left the Catholic Church and became just... We still see him as a priest, okay? And he gave me this prayer, St. Patrick's Breastplate, and I want to say it tonight. But he was a very, very wise man. He's now in spirit. He looked like the wizard off Lord of the Rings. He had the long white beard. And this lovely man opened a church for me very late at night where everybody else was turning us away because I was devastated over my dog when I lost my first dog, little Jackie boy. And he let us light a candle in the church. And then he came out and blessed my house and we had a ceremony for the dog, my dog. So I had a bit like a funeral, you know. St. Patrick's Breastplate. I'll get the shortened version because it's quite long. Come on. Goodness me. Oh, I need this. I need a little bit longer than that. Let's wait a second. We'll have to get this right. Okay. I don't need that. That's audio. Right. I can't find it. Oh, yes. I arise today through a mighty strength, the invocation of the Trinity, through belief in the threeness, through confession of the oneness of the Creator of creation. I arise today through the strength of Christ's birth with his baptism, through the strength of his crucifixion with his burial, through the strength of his resurrection and his ascension, through the strength of his descent for the judgment of doom. I rise today, through the strength of the love of the cherubim, in the obedience of angels, in the service of archangels, in the hope of resurrection, to meet with reward, in the prayers of patriots. Excuse me, because I'm not very clued up on these prayers. In the predictions of prophets, in the preaching of apostles, in the faith of confessors, in the innocence of holy virgins, in the deeds of righteous men. I rise today through the strength of heaven, the light of the sun, the radiance of the moon, the splendour of fire, the speed of lightning, the swiftness of wind, the depth of the sea, the stability of the earth, the firmness of rock. I rise today through God's strength to pilot me, God's might to uphold me, God's wisdom to guide me, God's eye to look before me, God's ear to hear me, God's word to speak to me, God's hand to guard me, God's shield to protect me, God's host to save me from the snares of the devils, from the temptation of vices, from every one who shall wish me ill, afar and near. I summon today all these powers between me and those evils, against every cruel and merciless power that may oppose my body and soul, against the incantations of false prophets, against black laws of pagandom, whatever that is, against false laws of heretics, against craft of adultery, against spells of witches and smiths and wizards. What's smiths? Does anybody know? Against every knowledge that corrupt man, body and soul. Christ to shield me today against poison, against burning, against drowning, against wounding, so that there may come to me an abundance of reward. Christ with me, Christ before me, Christ behind me, Christ in me, Christ beneath me, Christ above me, Christ on my right, Christ on my left. This is for everybody, right? Okay. Christ where I lie down, Christ where I sit down, Christ where I rise, Christ in the heart of every man who thinks of me, Christ in the mouth of everyone who speaks of me, Christ in every eye that sees me, Christ in every ear that hears me. I arise today through a mighty strength, the invocation of the Trinity, through belief in the threeness, through confession of the oneness of the Creator of creation. Amen. Okay, so I needed to do that. What I'll do is I'll put the link. I'll put the link in the description afterwards so you can check it out. There might even be a longer version and a shorter version, but it is very, very powerful. And I've actually used that prayer when I've done house pleasance, when I was talking about that poltergeist and the demon, what was in the house. Can you remember I was talking about it last week? And me and another medium used that, and we had Mike with me, and it really was powerful. Okay, so we actually got rid of it out of the house by doing that. It's a very powerful prayer. Okay. Oh my God, it was going to go into the music of it. I had to switch that off for copyrights. Oh man. Right, okay. I think I'm going to start with Scrying first. Louise, can we pray for the brumble of wild horses in Australia who are going to be, left injured and they're back to die? Oh no, we must send prayers out for the wild horses in Australia, of course. All right, so someone's put here, smiths were blacksmiths who used to be seen as able to perform magic. Wow, I didn't know that, with metals and elements. Did you know that, guys? Christ, of course, over here, a lot in the UK, you have like the horseshoe. And if you put it outside of the house, I think it's that way for holding the luck. I don't know if you do it anywhere else. But you would get the horseshoes off the blacksmiths. Okay. Pray for all the wild horses. Pray for all the stray animals everywhere. You know what I mean? And for cruelty as well, to stop the cruelty in the world. And I want to send prayers out for the bees tonight as well. I feel that it's very important that we have our bees protected because of the, you know, what they're spraying in the skies and what they're doing, you know, with the pesticides and everything. And our poor little bees are dying, and we need to protect them. And also the dolphins and the whales in the sea, you know, they need to, the aquatic life, they need to be protected. It just goes on and on and on, doesn't it? So let's start with some scrying first. I'm just going to do some raw scrying, scrying, and see what comes up, and then we'll pull some cards, and then we'll come back into this. Okay. Right, what's on my list here? You see, the thing is, you can't force something to come in into the crystal ball. You've got to see just what comes in. Okay. I think we're just on the edge of change here. It is absolutely huge what's going to take place. It's like we've been stuck in Atlantis. It's like we've been frozen in time for quite a few years now. And it hasn't felt right, has it, for quite a while. 2020 maybe? 2019, 2020. Something sort of changed, didn't it? Okay. I'm seeing some huge news coming in around the Pope, or the Pope saying something, so watch for that. So it makes me think that normally if the Pope says a big speech, it's normally to do with something big, what's going to take place globally. And I know this sounds really crazy, and I did go on about, we did look into it last week to do with UFOs and disclosure. But it might be that the Pope comes out with something, or he says something, or it's maybe something's going to happen. Because I can see the Pope talking about other worlds, other beings. Okay, so that's interesting. Now, sometimes I can read a year out. I am looking on into this crystal ball, and I want to see within a decade, and I've talked about this before, the world is going to be unrecognisable. It's going to be a completely different world. We're on the edge of massive, massive change to take place. And it's all about technology is going to change. But, you know, I would say that 26 is the year of everything, you know, everyone's masks are coming off. And we're seeing people for what they really are as well. And it's funny, as I'm saying this, I am seeing Ivanka and Jared Kushner. And I'm sorry, guys, like, if anybody who is fans of them, I don't get a good vibe with them. I actually do feel there's going to be problems with, I know there's a lot of protests at the minute, isn't it, to do with that island that they've got. But it's supposed to be protected. It's a protected island. There's going to be problems there. I'm actually feeling, I see courtrooms connected with this. I don't feel, what's the word I'm looking at? I don't feel the Albanian people are going to take this lion down. I don't think they're going to allow it. I feel it's an island. Isn't it funny? The Albanian island for the elite people to go to. Okay. How did Kushner find out about this? I believe, and I read, I feel it's true source what I read, that he was on a yacht with one of the Rothschilds where he was told about this island. But it's supposed to be protected, you know, it's supposed to not have any people on, you know, it's like a protected for nature. And they've gone and bought this island and they're going to make it into like an island of dreams for the elite type of thing. So people in Albania are very, very angry, and so they should be. I think there's going to be some law what's going to block them. But, you know, they think they can get away with a lot because it's all about money, you know. They think they can chuck their money about and, you know. So this is the year for the masks coming off, you know, for people being exposed for who they really are. I believe that Ivanka's always had basically what she's wanted, you know what I mean? And I don't feel she's going to get all her own way with this. I don't feel it's going to make her very popular, put it that way. But, you know, you can't change these people. These people are on their journey, like everyone's on their journey. We're all here to play our part, but this is school, you know, so maybe it's a lesson she has to learn. But I don't think it's going to go well. People can't just, you know, these people can't just think that they can just chuck some money and get what they want. And this doesn't just go for them, it goes for a lot of different people. The island of sin. Yes. I just think it's so interesting, isn't it? It's like you've got the Epstein Island, you know, it's just elites moving into a different direction, if you ask me. A bit like a little St. James, exactly. I don't think it's going to go well for them. I actually do feel that there's something about documents or papers here. Watch for this coming out. And I think Jared Kushner's possibly going to get into a little bit of trouble with this. So possibly watch for that. Okay. So that's interesting. So we're on the edge of a lot of things changing, you know, and I'm on about this globally. It's everything's purging. Everything's like it's getting rid of stuff, you know. And it's funny because I think that I was thinking about this the other night. Actually, we are going through something. I want to say what's already happened. It's like the aftermath of things. How do I explain this? If something happens, it's been lying there because of pain and suffering. So in the past, you had the far right, if you want to say it, the Nazis, who hate the Jews, who did dreadful things to the Jews. Okay? But now it's a really strange thing, because now it seems like you've got the far right in a strange sort of way who are taking the side with the Jews. It's really strange. So it's like part of evolution. It's part of healing. Okay? So I was lying meditating in a bubble bath last night, okay, and I went into like this trance, and I'm seeing it again. So at the moment you've got, and it's been going on for a long time, the problem with Iran and Israel, okay, it's been going on a long time, all this trouble. And into the future, it's going to be as one. It's going to be as one. But I'm a little concerned because within this 10-year timeline, I also feel where the East against East is going to come together, they also will turn on more on the West. It's a really strange situation. So it's like part of healing, everything switches. Everything switches. I know some people might say, well, the East doesn't like the West, but that's not necessarily the case. I think that it's part of our evolution, it's part of everything healing, and it runs in within our ancestral roots as well. So then you've had racism through the years of dreadful things. I mean, back in the 50s, my mother was telling us, it's like the amount of racism in the UK was dreadful in the 50s. The black man did not have a right. It was dreadful, right? So now it's all changed, okay? But it's sort of swung the other way, and it's like trying to attack the white man. So it's like it's something that has to go through a balance before everything heals, before everybody heals. It's the purge. We're in the great purge. That's where we're at. So everything's going to switch over, and then everything is going to come together. And this is part of our human evolution before the extraterrestrials come in. And we're not going to be waiting that long, actually. Because, we've got to have that balance. And we can't have police or people like that who are worried about arresting a black man. At the same time, they haven't got to be picking at a white man or picking at a black man. It shouldn't be about colour. When I've channeled these extraterrestrial beings, they're saying that man is nearly there, but they are purging pain from their ancestors. So you might go into a barber's in North London, and you're going to... Do you remember that comedy show called The Desmonds? Yeah, I used to love watching it, where you would have but you don't know, would they welcome a white man? You know what I mean? It's like, can you also remember, I love the film The Jazz Singer by Neil Diamond, okay? And he wants to sing. He doesn't want to be doing what he's been doing, okay? Like just singing in the temple. So he goes to, he's singing with his friend who's black, and he has to put the boot polish on his face and cover himself up. And he goes into one of the streets in New York, and he's singing Baby, Baby and all of that. And then the white guy sees his white palms, and he goes, that's a white man. And they all start punching each other. Have you seen it? So it's a case of there has to be a balance. I think that everyone's been getting triggered, and we're starting to come together, and we are going to come back. We nearly did it in the 80s. We nearly did it. We so did, but it's starting to come back together again. So it's the purge, and it's the unbalancement, and everything's trying to balance out. And it's going to take a man from another world to come in to show it. Okay, but they're preparing we. So there's not just the technology what's going to come into place. We are also getting ready for accepting everybody. And everybody in society is rotten to the core. So society needs to change. Everything needs to change. And yes, I believe that borders are too open, and we need to look after who's here. I get that. But I just think that they went too far because they didn't want to upset people and letting every Tom, Dick and Harry in over the borders without checking them. So there needs to be change, but there needs to be balance as well. A man from another world, yes, an ET. I do believe it's huge where we're at the minute, but there's a lot of dramatic change to take place as this all unfolds. I'm getting trouble with farmers, and I don't know if they're going through a bit of a tough time in the States, definitely in the UK, but I'm worried about another virus or another I don't know if it's got some, they're showing us cows, they're showing us cattle. And sometimes I feel that a lot of these germs are manufactured, you know what I mean? And then, of course, you've got the problem with all the ticks in America. I've been watching a lot of videos on all of that. Horrendous. And there's been people on TikTok, have you seen it? And they're showing us them dropping the tick boxes into people's land. So I do believe that's true. But these aren't just normal ticks. These are like super modified ticks. There's something not quite right with them. So yeah, I think there's a lot of stranger things going on here. You know, there's things going on we don't know about. Everybody's running amok at the minute. Basically, you've got... It's school which has gone crazy, okay? So basically we have to keep strong, not be in fear, but be very aware that there's going to be a lot of events to take place. I was watching a video, and I don't know if anybody's... there's been an outbreak of Ebola. Has anybody seen that? It was on the news. Okay, so there's possibly going to be something about that coming out as well. It's going to be pretty crazy over the next couple of months, yeah? I'm also been shown this before about the boot of Italy. I'm being given the boot of Italy, and around that area I am like seeing something about an earthquake rumble in there. They're giving us 5.6 or something like that, or 5 or a 6. But they're also giving us a 7-1 for Japan. So I feel like I need to send healing and blessings out to the people of Japan. You know what? This is really strange. There's going to be a baby boom in Japan. You ever heard my tummy rumbling? Let me go drink the water. There's going to be a baby boom in Japan. So I don't know what the hell's going on there. I wonder why. Maybe it's going to be something what's going to be handed to them from the government, or they're going to be given some extra help or something. I know one thing, I mean, us British people, we can't afford to have many kids, can we? And we've got the cost of living rising and inflation and everything. It's going to get far, far worse here. So yeah, there is a big underworld. There's everything what's going on there. It's like Stranger Things. It's the upside down world, as they would say on Stranger Things. It's definitely happening. Okay, crops. Something about crops. Wheat, crops. I'm seeing a farmer, and he's talking on the news about it. There's going to be problems with, I'm not sure if it's wheat. Okay. I think everybody now is starting to awaken as well. They want the when they're eating meat. I know I am. I found a farm where they don't put the antibiotics into the, you know, the grass-fed cows and everything, where everything's organic. People are definitely more aware now of what they want to eat. Okay. Yeah, so I am seeing a virus of something. But I feel it's as if where this comes in, it's not going on as long as the COVID. And I'm actually feeling it's been overshadowed by some other big news what's coming out. And I've been talking about this for a few years now. I feel like when it's all coming out, it's like boom, boom, boom. It's like you don't know where to look, because there's 3 main events what's all going off at the same time. It's going to be massive. Give me 2 minutes. I'm just seeing something. I'm just going to turn this off. Give us 2 minutes. Right, let's turn that off. I'm seeing the shores of the UK, and I know they've been coming away and they've been strengthening a lot of the shorelines. The place where I came from was Withensea in near Hull, where I was born, and where I lived when I was a baby. And I know they've strengthened that because that was all coming away. And Blythe up the way of north, not far from where I am, they've done all that as well. They've strengthened all the shorelines and that. There's going to be something about that coming out on the news as well, because I'm actually being shown that Isle of Wight, the cliffs of Dover. There's some big news coming out there about problems with our shorelines. So we need to watch for that. So we've got Jade Freeman here in the audience on YouTube. She's put, I can't eat red meat. A long star tick bit me years ago. Oh my goodness me. So did that leave you problems with your immune system? To be fair, I don't eat much red meat now since I had breast cancer. And but if I do, I always have organic if I can. I like chicken and fish, but I'm very wary about red meat now. Yeah, so the Isle of Wight is always crumbling, made of shale. Oh dear me. There's going to be something coming out about that. Or big news to do with shorelines. Watch for that. I don't know why I'm seeing the seas rising. You know, I see weather changing. Weather changing. That's huge. Okay, I feel like I need to give you some lottery numbers. I don't even know. It's been a long time since I put a lottery on. Is it 7 numbers, is it? Is that for the euro or what? But I'm gonna throw some numbers out here for you all, and you can use them if you want. Lucky numbers, but these are also going to bring in big news globally as well. 24, big news, okay? 22, 29, 17, number 9, 36, 32, and number 13. And I'll give you number 4 as well. So you can fiddle on with them if you want, but some of them are going to bring in big news as well. Right, what am I getting? Okay. It's funny because I'm seeing Latin in here. It's coming in really, really strong. There's definitely something big coming out to do with the church, the Catholic Church. It's coming out here really strong. File's going to be released. And something, I don't know why the Catholic Church is coming in on it. Orders to the great reckoning is going to take place. The great reckoning. We haven't had it yet. How you had the truth movement, and they were talking years ago about that there was going to be great arrests and people were going to go to God knows Gizmo or whatever it was. Nothing happened because we will see a purge of people going down. The great reckoning is going to take place. Okay. Number 9 is going to bring some shocking news on the global stage, but number 9 could also be connected with September. Okay. So I feel people who have got away with things, I do feel that there's going to be, people are going to be arrested or things are going to start to come out. It is a definite holy war. It's an energy, it's a frequency thing what's going on. Some big news coming in around New York, and I see New York's mayor saying something. Or is it governor? Okay. Right, okay. I seen Mother Mary there. Just smiling. And there's a tear coming from her eye. That's like a miracle thing, isn't it? You know, when you see these statues and Mother Mary's crying. There's some miracle to come. Something big's coming in from New York. Big changes about. Oh, goodness. I don't know what I'm getting here. Pandakada, Daya, Pedonia. Nearest. I don't know what I'm getting here. There's something I'm seeing. Pandakada, Daya, Pedona. I don't know what that means. I'm seeing Mother Mary and she's crying. She's crying, and I'm seeing ancient words bouncing out of this crystal ball. Something big's going to take place. They've hidden it for thousands of years, and the new technology will come to light. Okay, so everybody's playing their part on Earth. This is really strange. So X, there's going to be some big changes coming in around X, and I don't even know if it's going to still be going. Something's going to change there with it. I don't know if it's going down or Musk's changing it or it's getting taken. I don't know what I've got here. Something about X is changing, which used to be called Twitter. Okay. So there's been cover-ups. There's been people trying to cover it up to do with the Epstein files. Just let things happen naturally. This is what Jed's saying. When things happen naturally, everything starts to come out. Okay. And like I said, if people get away with it here, they don't get away with it when they meet their maker and they go back over. Okay. The Great Reckoning. Everybody's going to be, who's done wrong is going to be held accountable. Mass arrests, the biggest arrests which will go down in history. The 16th. Remember everything I'm telling you, and it'll all fall into place there. Okay. within 10 years, you could be looking at 7 years. Don't know what that would take you up to. But all the hubs around the world are all in place. The hubs, you may ask what they are. I keep going on about this. It's the new trade bridge. And every sort of country will have their own hub. And then they're trading off with other countries. It's to do with the new financial system. It runs so deep, all this corruption, you know. And I'm seeing Saudi Arabia. I just feel there's some big stuff to come out there as well. So as I'm looking into this crystal ball, I think it was on my list here, wasn't it? Audit, Prince William is ordering Beatrice and Eugenie. I feel, yeah, I think that there is something going on. I think they're being told why they've been spending this and why they've been spending that. I know there's some people out there what don't like William, but I like William, and I like Kate as well. And I do feel that it's going to be such a big day when this takes place. But he's got his mother, you know, he's a lot of his mother in him, and he's going to be for the people. He's going to be for the people, he is. And he doesn't want, there should be no entitlement just because somebody's been born royal. It doesn't mean that they have to like have everything handed on a plate. And I do think Beatrice and Eugenie have been very spoilt. I blame both of them. I think they've spoilt them. Okay. Mixing with the elite and everything. I feel that William's going to be on stage on the throne a lot quicker than what you would well imagine. It's really funny because it's like I'm looking down on Earth and I'm scrying Earth. It's really weird this as I'm going around. Guys, I definitely want to go on a safari holiday to Africa. I've made my mind up. I'm saving up for it and I'm definitely going to go. I'm going to take the family, the kids. Apparently, is the yellow zebra supposed to be the safest one to do? It's the best safari holiday to have. So that's my plan. That's on my bucket list. I want to do that. But it looks like there could be a massive Ebola outbreak there, so maybe it's not at the moment. Maybe it's not at the moment. I've just seen Bill Gates' face there. Yes. There's something to come out with them and to do with his ex-wife, you know, as well. There was a lot of stuff hushed and pushed underneath the mat there as well, to do with that divorce. Yeah, so I do see an outbreak. Because one of the main hubs into the future is going to be Africa, and it's going to bring in so much trade. So there's like there's some dark energy here what's trying to attack that country, but they're not going to win. They're not going to win there. And I do feel, I don't know if anybody's watching this from South Africa, like around that area, the country there, but there's been a lot of UFO activity. I know it's been taking place, a lot of it in California, in Mexico, but there's going to be a lot of sightings here. But the soil in Africa is very, very rich, and there's going to be a lot of fruit and vegetables coming in and out of that country. It's going to be one of the main hubs. The plan is, with this new trade bridge that I'm being shown here, that it will bring nobody will starve. because there's going to be something set into place that any leftovers goes to the needy or the hungry. You're looking at a far better world, but it looks like it's switching. And you're going to have people who won't like this because it's going to bring us into a futuristic world where it'll be all out in the open how people will be tracked. But they're doing it now anyway. They're literally doing it now anyway. It's quite heavy, that. There's some big news there to come out around Antarctica. And there's problems there. Problems with the sea. I keep being shown that. Okay. What is that? Okay. So what's the disease what ticks give? Is that Lyme disease, or is there anything else? Because I do feel that there is some hidden agenda to do with what's going on there with the tick thing. The tick boxes. I do believe there's something behind this. I don't know why somebody's coming out with some spray. It's a natural spray. I don't know if it's going to go viral on TikTok or it's going to just go out there. It's some young girl, she's doing something and it's citrusy based or something, but it's something what the ticks don't like. Everybody's going to be using it in the US. They're going to be spraying it around the house. Ticks don't like whatever it is. You'll have to check that out. Ricky here said that Africa is the richest country in the world. Okay. But there's going to be something that can be made from the kitchen cupboard which can stop these ticks in their tracks. Okay. I see people getting upset and it looks like the US. It's like they've got a skin condition of something and it's like everyone's upset. I've seen this before. There's like a skin condition or something. There's some things coming which is going to affect the skin. It looks like smallpox or something. It looks like really creepy. Okay. Going back to this futuristic world. So people who have been getting away with things for a very long time are going to be held accountable for. It's a trap. It's a big bloody trap. It's as if the white hats have wanted this to happen to see how far they can go. And I'll be honest with you, and I know this sounds very woo-woo, some people who are actually still about possibly aren't even the right people or the same people, they've probably been replaced or whatever. Something huge is coming in around Trump, I'm seeing that really strong. Keir Starmer's not going yet. I feel he's going to stand. There's going to be something big global's coming while he's there. There's still something else to come. We're on the edge of it. I am seeing a drop in the housing market. So when something drops, it could take way into an Elliott crash. the dollar and the euro will crash, but then it's going to bounce back up again very quickly. When it crashes, that'll be the time to strike in to buy gold or silver, or to buy in any coins which aren't worth anything. Something's going to switch overnight. Okay. There's been crimes within trade as well, you know. So when we come into this new world, new technology, it's literally nothing can pass whatever it is. It's going to be all out in the open as well. But it's going to stop a lot of trafficking and human trafficking and child trafficking. It's going to stop a lot of that. It's going to stop a lot of drugs coming in over the borders. Well, before they've been allowed to do it. They've gotten away with it. Okay. Is J.D. Vance falling out with Trump? Because something doesn't feel right there. Watch for big news coming there. Something is about to rear its ugly head. Big time. It is huge. Huge. And I still see like amongst all of this, something's going on with the system and everything's going to crash. I'm feeling there could be still announcements of a WAR situation, but it's going to be okay. I'm seeing a yacht, a big posh yacht, like what a billionaire would have. And this submarine's coming out of it or something. And it's funny because I see Ghislaine Maxwell and I'm seeing Epstein connected with this yacht. There's going to be some news to do with the yacht with Trump as well, the same yacht. Again, sometimes I can read a year out, so watch for this to make sense. It's like everything's going to start to piece together. Okay. It's like they're going to all just start dropping. Like leaving. It's really weird. It's like flies. They're all going to start leaving. It's like the world's a stage. It's an absolute stage. It's going to be quite a few. I don't want to say names, but I see a lot of state funerals to come. I'm getting the colour yellow and it's bouncing out of this crystal ball. There's something definitely funny what's been going on with the sun. I'm going to pull some cards out in a minute. Crazy, crazy weather. So watch for scandals coming out, guys, to do with the royal family again, to do with, it's sort of interlinked with Epstein and Andrew and Fergie, and I see something to do with the ski lodge or something like that. Watch for something to come out there, big. And it's going to uncover something from the past to do with another case. I don't know if this is the Mueller report or it's the Steele dossier. There's something else to be brought out into the open. I'm getting so much tonight. Give me 2 minutes. I'll just rest my wrist there. Moonstar, you know what really repels ticks? Do you know, Moonstar? I was getting like a citrusy feeling with something, but I wasn't sure. DMSO, what's that? Repels ticks because they hate sulfuric. Is that like an acid or something? Interesting. So there's a big purge to take place in the UK, and one of the biggest things, and I'm saying it really strong, councils. You thought the post office scandal was big? Watch for something to come big out to do with the councils and where all the people of Britain, where all the taxpayers' money has been going. Oh, thank you there, Rosie. Okay, so there's definitely some scandals there coming out to do with the councils in Britain. There's going to be a shortage of sugar. When I went on holiday to Barbados in the noughties, early noughties, should I say, there was just cannabis just grown wild in the fields, but also sugarcane. Loads of sugarcane fields, you know. So there's going to be problems with trade. Trade's going to get blocked. And as I'm seeing this, I'm seeing Putin's face coming out really strong. So he's another one of the elite. You've got all these elites around the world, and I think that there's been so much going on borders, things that you're talking a lot of trafficking things going on where they've got backhanders making money where they shouldn't be making money. And I feel with this new world coming in, it's going to get stopped. It's going to get blocked. Putin's gone very quiet, and I can see him rearing his ugly head again. And it's around a holy day or a holy week, there will be big news with Putin. Again, remember everything I'm telling you, it'll all fall into place there. Okay. And this is going to cause problems. And then I'm seeing it like a WAR situation in where there'll be a blocking of trade in sea. I'm being given the Black Sea. Remember that. And I'm also being shown parts of Egypt, which will be blocked as well. And more problems to do with is it the Hormuz where it was getting blocked? Canal? Or is it the Hormuz around that area? There's a lot of things are getting blocked. And then Australia's coming in. I see Australia coming in, and another country, I don't know if it's Malaysia. There's going to be some help, and they're going to help the rest of the world, and it's going to start it off. The new trade bridge. I'm not saying it's called that, but it's sort of like that. And then every country's going to have their own hubs. And then they're trading. And money's different. Money's going to change. The pound's going to change. William will be and Kate will be on money. The Canadian coin will change. There will be massive changes with Canada. The Strait of Hormuz, yes. Thank you, Snow Owl. Yeah, so there's going to be a sugar shortage and a bread shortage. This is what I'm being shown here. I mean, I'm not saying this is global. For a lot of different places, I see empty shelves on shops and superstores. Maybe we need to start making our own bread. Maybe we need to start storing my flour and my sugar. I mean, sugar's not a really good thing anyway. We shouldn't really be having too much of it anyway. But there's going to be a sugar shortage, which actually, is that a bad thing or a good thing? But it's all part of the cleanup. Why do we pay more for bio? I don't know. It's huge what's going to take place. it's a good thing, yeah, but it's going to affect a lot of other things coming in as well. So I'm actually seeing an attack on ranchers, farms in the US and the UK and everywhere else. There's something coming which can cause problems because they want this fake meat and everything, don't they? I don't know if you've ever eaten anything from the supermarket which looks like meat and it's called meat, but it's not meat. I once bought some steak, and I'm telling you what, it wasn't steak. It was like I was chewing bloody plastic. It wasn't right. And when I was pulling it apart, it was all stretchy. It was like nylon. It was like a material. It wasn't meat. So ever since then, I'm very careful where I buy my stuff from. We have to be really aware now of where we're buying stuff in from. But I see an attack on the farmers. We need to put protection around the farms. And there's so much dairy farms we have in the UK alone and Ireland, you know what I mean? We're sort of self-sufficient there. So it makes us wonder, could there possibly be a problem with milk as well? Okay, so the food chain's going to change a lot. I'm going into air traffic control here. It's as if everything's just going to go down. It's really weird. There's going to be a problem with the air. And people, I see them trapped in airports. Okay. So Ashley, what you called? She's one of the baby mamas to ex-partner to Elon Musk. She's come out with some very interesting stuff recently about Musk. But I feel like I need to put angel protection around her, because I don't know. I feel I just get danger around her, so I feel she needs to have protection around her. Very courageous for what she's come out with and the things she's been saying, because she wouldn't be bought. And not many people would turn down 40 million a year for keeping their mouth shut. Do you know what I mean? Not many people would do that. But she's done that and she wants to go into law. So there's more stuff to come out there to do with Ashley. There is quite a dark side to Musk, you know what I mean? But again, he's here to play that part. To whatever you think of Musk, he's a clever guy, yeah. And I think that maybe he's too clever. Maybe it's just something what's going to backfire on him. I'm just saying. I'm just the girl what talks to the wall, holding this crystal ball. I bought pork sausages a few months ago. It was patties, already made. The only thing I could find, it was not real meat. I took one bite and threw it away. Yeah. I know I couldn't eat this steak. It was weird. Like when you buy the steak from the supermarket and it's got the plastic over and it's got the hard plastic and you've got to cut into it to get it open. And it was 2 pieces of steak. I've got them for me and Adam. And I'm not the best of cooks. You know what I mean? Not when it comes to cooking steak. I can cook anything. I'm a one pot lass. I can make a curry or something like that. I'm fine, or a soup or whatever. But anyway, I had bought these steaks and I fried them. I did it all the way. Adam likes his rare, nearly rare. Ugh. I like mine well done. But anyway, I thought I can't eat this. And Adam is a big meat eater, and he turned it away. He says there's something wrong with that. I says I know there is. It wasn't like where it would make you sick. It wasn't that. It just the actual like texture to it. It wasn't meat. And I got it and I was pulling it and it was like stretchy, like nylon, like nylon fabric. It was like bloody fabric. Really weird. So it went in the bin, but I thought, well, that's the end of that. Has anybody else had that happen to them? You know what I mean? Meat glue. So it's like sneaking in through the food chain, isn't it? You've got to be so careful. Stooge said something strange here. Ice cream doesn't melt now. Yeah, I've seen TikTok videos with chicken and stuff like that, you know. Wow. I don't eat pork anyway. Someone's put here, I don't eat pork, it's too many parasites. I've never been able to get away with it. I bought Aldi steaks and couldn't really chew it. I can't remember where I got it from, I'll be honest with you. You know, I do shop at Aldi. I've gone to Tesco's now. But now I'll just, all my meat products, I'll go to this farmer that I found. It's just, everything's safe, you know what I mean? You know what you're buying. I've never even heard of meat glue. Good God. So I go to the butcher now. I definitely go to this farm. And he does his own meatballs and everything. It's, you know, it's just, you know what you're buying. Yeah, and then, yes, it's more expensive, but at least you know it's real stuff, you know what I mean? And you can put it in the freezer or whatever, you know what I mean? Lidl steaks are good, yeah. I like Lidl. Does anybody shop at Lidl? I don't think you have Lidl in the US, do you? I don't know, Debbie, if it's the meat they grow in the laboratories, but it was like bloody, it wasn't real meat. You know what I mean? Yeah. So there's something definitely off there. Microsoft meat. Interesting. Okay, let's see what else is coming through. There's something coming in about, I'm getting, much of it's Switzerland or Sweden. So I'm seeing the Alps and I'm seeing snow and I see problems there with something. Some big news is coming out. Okay. I'm getting this song and I'm sure I got it last week. And it's by Frankie Goes to Hollywood from the 80s. I'm sure my age now, aren't I? And it's When Two Tribes Go to War. I'm being given that. So to me, that's a sign something's going to happen. But it's, like I said, it's all part of the purge, you know what I mean? I'm just reading some of your comments. Yeah, they're crazy, isn't it? Lidl's full of what? Bovia. Unless grass-fed, yeah. And you've got to watch when you're buying your fruit and veg from the supermarkets as well. Because some of it, what had I bought? I like avocados, right? And I had got this avocado and it wasn't ripe. So I left it. And it was like hard for about 2 weeks. And I thought, what the bloody hell? And I thought, it was like solid, hard, like rock. And I thought, and I cut into it, and it wasn't nice. It didn't seem normal, if you know what I mean. Sin was built to stop humanity's awakening. Well, try. Oh yeah. Rubbery, aren't they? But I get my fruit and veg from Riverford. It's another farm, and it's all organic, and it's really lovely. I get a delivery every Wednesday and it's lovely. And I think when you're getting it brought to your house and it's lovely in a box, you feel like you've got to cook, you know, you've got to do something with it because otherwise it just goes off. So it makes you want to eat more healthy, you know. Like once upon a time, I used to buy loads of chocolate biscuits for the kids, and not now. It's all fruit in here now. You know, it's different. Talking about, I've got some bananas. I was going to do something with. Let's have a look. I keep getting Elvis tonight. You know, my brother, you know, obviously I was saying earlier on, he used to do Elvis impersonating, like do it for charity events and people for shows and that. And I'm getting Elvis, and I don't know if it's because of that, but I feel that Elvis was he was massive into Christianity, wasn't he? And so was his mother. I think there's going to be a rise, like a Christian crusade. I'm seeing the Crusades coming in. I'm seeing all the Templars running across the lands. My God, this is so like a holy revelation. It's like revolution. It's like the Christians, the rise of the Christians. Interesting. And in the UK as well. Yeah, I like it. That's what I might do, Linda. I might do a banana bread, which I can't do, especially when they go too ripe. Okay. So something's coming out to do with, I can see Putin. There's more news coming out with him. Okay. The scandals, what's about to come out in Parliament as well. I think there's a lot of stuff to happen. A lot of stuff. And I talked about that last week as well. I was talking about they're all at it, and I could see dungeons, sort of like kinky parties that they were up to, you know. And we know it's come out before, hasn't it, with the Prime Minister and things, and all hearsay, like, but you know, there's more stuff to come out there. Okay. I'm getting something about a runway or some trouble or some worry to do with an airport, and that could be the UK as well, or the States. I've seen this flash before where I've got the Trump kids and they're standing somewhere and they're being interviewed. I don't know if it's outside a Trump Tower and they're all getting interviewed because there's some big news to do with around Trump. By the way, he's not well. There's something going on there. Also get some big news to do with Biden. Okay. Watch for whistleblowers to come out in the US, and they're going to bring in some shocking news. There's something big coming out there to do with whistleblowers, which could really throw the cat amongst the pigeons for Donald Trump. So watch for that. Celestial Flea, Hunter Biden said Trump was a clone. Dear my God. Trump was a clone. Made me roll my eyes. The Bidens are nuts. I think anything's possible. I really do. GMO is popular in Japan, really. But there's going to be a baby boom over there. So there's been loads of protests for the UK. Christ consciousness fighting the other reptilian religions under Enlil and Anarchy. Yeah. Interesting there. Yeah. Some think it will be Marco Rubio. Yeah, it doesn't rule out that. There's something about airports with some problems coming out, so watch for that. Right, I want to pull some cards to see what's lined for the week ahead, okay? I see Musk in a lot of trouble. There's something coming out there to do with Musk. But this Albanian island, right, it's the people there, right, it's supposed to be like protected heritage. So the Albanian people are not happy. Let's pull some cards here. They're not happy at all. I don't think this is going to end well for the Kushners, should I say. Let's pull some cards out. There's Trump. There's problems coming out with him and a woman. I know they had the carry on to do with that woman who had accused him of rape with the store in New York, wasn't it? And she won in court or something, but he's never given her the money or something. But now he's trying to take her to court, isn't he? There's something else coming out with that. There's something big news coming out with them too. More stuff coming out. Jean Carroll, I believe. The E.J. Carroll, yeah. There's something else coming out. I see scandals around him with a ship, with a boat, a yacht. Or there's something going to come out with Trump round about the time there's going to be some big scandals to do with a yacht or a boat. Millionaires Club. A lot of stuff, a lot of secrets to be revealed. A lot of secrets to be revealed. Big news to come out around Macron in France. And I see riots in France. People taken to the streets. It's like their version of the white nationalists here, you know, with the white flag, the England flag with the Red Cross. I see something like that taking place in France. There's going to be a rise there. And I've got like a very Joan of Arc energy, what's being brought to the forefront here. Remember, we're all healing, and we're all healing with ancestral roots as well. So into 2027, there's no pussyfooting around. And I think this is even the case for podcasters as well. It's like people have had enough. People just want to say what they want to say. You've got the Two of Rods. So it's still a little bit, it's still not right. You know, how they say that we've got free speech in the UK. We haven't. Have we, hell? Do you know what I mean? But I think that things are going to get, I think there's going to be a few more arrests or a few more problems there before things sort out. There's some big news there to come out to do with a gentleman there in politics in the UK as well. So scandals to come out with a male. It's funny because I am seeing Nigel Farage, but I'm also seeing Keir Starmer as well. There's Keir Starmer. And there's Nigel Farage. That's Nigel Farage. And that's Keir Starmer. He's not going to leave yet. Last week I did it in my live, and I had clipped it, and I felt that Tommy Robertson had an energy of Guy Fawkes. Again, I felt from a past life. I felt that he'd come back. I see big news coming in around him. Big news. And I see more arrests. Let's see. Let's pull some cards out on Knit and Hugh. Hello there, Mary from Vermont. Yeah, you can book a reading. This is for anybody. So my email is louise.m.jones. I'll put it in the description of the video afterwards on YouTube at hotmail.com, or you can contact us through my Facebook business page, The links will be underneath afterwards of the live in the description. And then I can get you booked in. I'll get back to you tomorrow. Okay. What was I doing here? What was I doing? What was I turning the cards for again? Oh yes, it was knit and hair hue. Something's not right there, like with him. If he's not under house arrest, there's something there happening with him. There's something not quite right. You know, and of course he's in with Jared Kushner, and it's steeped. The whole thing's steeped within not just British politics, but American politics as well. Mossad's got a massive hand in the White House at the minute. Massively. That's what I feel, and that's what I'm seeing and sensing from my guides. Remember, this is for entertainment purposes only, but I am seeing that. And will Trump ever pull out of this? Inchworms put here, I think Trump has realised babies used him a bit too late. I think the damage is being done. I think there's a lot of stuff to come out here. I just don't see him finishing this term. There's something, I just can't put my finger on it. There's something about to happen there with Trump, and I can't put my finger on it. And then there's two men to step in, and I don't know if it's J.D. Vance. That's the way it works. But then I'm seeing that other guy with the dark hair. Is it Rubio? I feel it's as if then there's going to be, the Dems will get a next time there's something to happen. There's something huge to happen. And you know, this is really weird because Trump used to be a Democrat, you know. I don't know if you're aware of that. Used to be very friendly with Hillary as well. But I see Ivanka and Gerard, not Gerard, is it Kushner? Is the husband? The wife, why do I say that? He's a bit feminine, like, isn't he? I see her trying to run for presidency, and I know it sounds a bit corny because the cartoon thing did it, right? They predicted it. The Simpsons predicted it, didn't they? But she's not going to run for Republican. I think you're in for a friggin' shock there. Like, if they run, they'll go in as Democrats. I'm telling you that now. Or I'll show my arse in Phoenix window, right? Harrod's window, should I say. I just think there's something. I don't think she's going to be that popular. I don't think she's that popular. I really, really don't. Yeah, I just wanted to say that. So there's a lot more scandals to come out there. Okay. I'm unsure on that, but I do feel very strongly that there's going to be a shock to take place with that couple. There's going to be a shock with Ivanka, Trump, and Kushner. All right, Jared Kushner. So I'm getting, it's the rise of the Crusades. you know, it's like it's history repeating itself. It's huge. And there's a lot of people who've been born again in the UK who are so passionate about protecting the country. And some people will call them far rights, but for all you know, and what I'm getting from Spirit is, some of these men and women are the Crusades who've come back. And I know that because I'm going all goosebumpy. And like I say, it's not just the UK, it's the rise of the Crusades everywhere. Christian soldiers marching to war. The rise. The new earth coming in. It's huge what's about to take place. Massive. Absolutely massive. Got the Wheel of Fortune there. The trade bridge. The new financial system. The Wheel of Fortune. It's meant to happen. The watchers are watching. But I feel it's all going to come out, and it's all going to, the technology is going to change, and we will have more rights online. We will have, everything's about AI within the next 10 years. And I'll predict tonight that artificial intelligence will eventually take over Big Pharma. Now, that might sound very scary, but that's just what I'm being given. Or it's going to push back on the Big Pharma, and maybe we're going to be able to do a lot of preventative into the future instead of taking pills. Does that make sense? So Chick here, I like that name, on YouTube's put, I'm getting the same thing about Christians rising up. I'm just going to pull some more cards out on that. Let's get a drink of water. I do believe there's going to be a change in music, and that could be another reason why Elvis was coming in there before. I've seen my Paul. Happy birthday, my Paul. Great change to take place, he's saying. Paul's coming in here. Hiya, Paul. Hiya, brother. Sorry, I'm just trying to compose myself here. It's the rise. It's the real church. The real people. The real love. The real Christianity coming back. Not the false church, not the deep church. There's been a deep church, like a deep state, and the real church is coming back. The faith is coming back for the people. Angels are walking amongst us as well, guys, as well. Christians are rising up. That's huge. I've never had that before. Whoa, look at this. The Tower. That's the old financial system, but the rot of the core. And unfortunately, some people who we've had on pedestals are also the rot of the core. The old system, the old timelines. Or some people are just falling away because they're the old timelines. New people will take place. A lot to do with politics in the US as well. Right, so somebody's asked here, Louise, when do you think the dollar will crash as predicted? I want to say after this big news to do with Trump. I don't really want to hold on to a date. Okay. These are nice cards actually. So it's only a temporary thing. It's only a temporary thing. And I think that they were planning the crash anyway. They were planning it, and, they're going to blame Trump. They will blame Trump. That's what they'll do. But it was going to happen anyway. That's what I feel. The sun card's coming out here. Oh yeah, I was going to look at the sun as well. So I want to say that I'd be very surprised if it's not this year. You're looking into next. But it's like everything's going to drop. Everything's going to go dark. Everything's just going to go off. We won't even know what time it is. We've got so used to living within a system, the matrix system. Then as things come back on, there's going to be a switch over. It's like going to happen. And it may seem bleak and dark, but it's only for a short time. But we as the people will be fine. And I do feel we need to prep. We need to, I'm not saying this to fearmonger. I just think we just need to be, we just need to look after ourselves really and just prepare. Why are they putting data centers everywhere? They're going to take it into the new system. I would say that I'd be very surprised if whatever's going on goes over 3 weeks. But some people are prepping for months, you know what I mean? Is it best to prep for 3 months? You know, don't overbuy, but buy things that you need. Do you know what I mean? I think this is where we need to be looking at, you know. But tonight I've been given sugar, bread, oil. Cooking oil is going to be a big thing as well. So I think Trump's on his way out. That's what I'm feeling really strong. I'll be very surprised. I mean, that doesn't mean he's going to die. I don't mean that. But I'll be very surprised if he does his full thing. Do you know what I mean? His full presidency. So my potatoes are coming along nice, and my carrots in the garden. I mean, I'm not like into growing a lot of different stuff. I've got a lot of fruit bushes and I've got trees and stuff like that. But and herbs. But potatoes and carrots I do eat a lot of, so I grow a lot of them. There's no point in I always say in peppers as well and onions. Don't grow something that you're not going to eat. Do you know what I mean? So I think it's a good idea if you want to invest into cryptocurrencies. Yes, XRP, XLM, etc. I mean, I haven't got crypto. I do have something, but I don't think much has happened to it. But yeah, it's just whatever it'll take a long time for them to get rid of cash as well, by the way. The data centers are destroying the water, fresh water on Earth. Oh my goodness. We will be okay, but we just need to prep. We need to prep. A new acceptance where religion has caused wars. Man has waited a long time to rise again, to take the power back. And there's going to be a peak of this into the last half of 2026, going into 2027. I like what Mara Crest Startup has put here. Plant the things you on your grocery list. So in the Bible it talks about the 3 days of darkness, and I think that's what we're looking at there. So you've got the man there and he's thinking, what the hell's going on? There's going to be like something what's going to be a little bit sparse for it. But then all of a sudden, and it reminds us, you know, like when you're going back to the 40s, what my grannies and granddads went through, where they were on rations. There could even be rations in the UK, you know, on the US for a short time. But my grannies and granddads were all right. They were fine. They were rationed on the sugar and stuff like that. You know, there's gonna be some massive change there. So it's, if anything, we're gonna be fitter, better. But we're gonna get a shock to do with something what's gonna stop, and then when it's all brought on again, it's gonna be such a different place. And a faster internet. They talk about 5G. Something's coming which is far more elite and faster than that, but it seems safer for humanity. So just do what you have to do. I mean, I haven't got into crypto, you know. I haven't, but I'm going more into the growing the vegetables and stuff like that. And of course, the most important thing is water. What Debbie's put here. So I think that we've got the magician, and I think you've got the elite there, whoever they are, well, we know who they are, is, you know, up to shenanigans in the background there. But you've also got the rise of the white witches, the good guys. Magic isn't a bad thing. It's when it's in the wrong hands. I think if you can buy silver and gold, go for it. I definitely feel when it drops, that will be the time to come in. And I'm sure I said last week, was it, or the week before, no, last week, that when it drops, you'll get a sign. There's something big what's going to happen. You'll have to look back through my old... Go on to last week, and I've time-stamped it, and you'll be able to see when I talk about the financial system. It's in my last live feed. So some people don't know how to get my last live feed. You go onto my YouTube and you go onto the lists where you've got shorts, videos, and then you'll see live, and you'll just go in there and you'll see all my live shows. And the last couple of ones I've time-stamped, right? And I'll be time-stamping this tonight as well. Well, not tonight, I'll be time-stamping it tomorrow. So we've got the magician card here, so there's huge things to take place. And it's not just to do on Earth, you know, it's happening out there in the cosmos. It's as if there's future people watching this planet, knowing what's going to happen, knowing that we are going to be okay, because we are going to be okay. We really, really are. We just don't see it at the minute. And some days, you know, we don't think it's going to work. I've never seen that before, actually. Look at that shaman there. And look what he's got. It's like the runes. Can you see the runes? These are very old cards. But he's playing with the runes on the ground. When it drops, that's when you need to buy it, because it will boom. Because after... everything goes dark and then everything comes back on again. I'm not saying it's all going to happen at the same time, but there's literally going to be something about a lot of the systems going down. It's going to be a global thing. People are going to be talking about it, right? It's going to take time, and it's going to cause far more damage to our society than whatever a pandemic could do. Don't ask me why I'm being given. This is just what I'm being given. So let's hope whatever goes off isn't off for long. That's what I want to say to you. So I do feel that there's a reckoning. There's a great reckoning to take place. And I'm going to leave that one with you. For the night. Okay? And, yeah. Ace of Pentacles. That's the system. That's the elite there. They're still in control. They're still in control. Like BlackRock and all of them. They're still there, you know what I mean? And they know what's going on. But there's a fairer world coming in. There's a better world coming in. So Sherry's put here, my daughter grew potatoes and carrots last year in our garden. And if you can make a tiny greenhouse, baby tomatoes and onions, that's fine. Exactly, that's all you need really. Grow what you would normally eat, that's what I normally say. I'm not getting much on the data centers. Let's pull some cards out there and I must go. Data centers. It's that they're putting them there to prep. Because they know everything's going to go down. And then they're going to put it into the new crystal grade, what's coming in. Yeah, it's new beginnings. It looks scary, but it's only temporary. Okay? They're being put there in place because they know something's going to happen at some point. The new system, the new financial system, the new world. Very tracked. But we're tracked anyway. They're just not telling we. So when it all comes out, we're going to have choices. Do you want to opt in, opt out on everything? On social media, new rules, new regulations. It does feel scary. But God's got this. We're going to be fine. We've been in a world they've hidden the technology. I'm going to say this to you. We've been in a world for a long, long time where they've hidden the technology from us and they've used the technology against us as a weapon. When it all comes out, we're going to be brought up to date to where we need to be. And then we've got to have options. We're going to know more. At the minute, it's all sneaky the way they've done it. Like Edward Snowden said, they were tracking we, and they were doing great crimes against humanity, the NSA and everything, and it's globalist, but it's all going to come out. So find your own power. Don't come off this show tonight in fear. Come off empowered and know that you're going to be okay, because we are. And the biggest thing we could ever say is the word no. Because into the future, we do have more choice. We literally do have more choice. I personally want to say we've won. We just don't see it yet because there's been a delay in time. Sounds a bit woo-woo when I'm saying. I actually feel that the guys that I'm in communication will give me these downloads. They're coming in from the future and we've already cracked it. We are in a beautiful world. We just don't know it yet. It's going to be okay. So into the future, when they've got all of this highly advanced technology, the fentanyl and the cocaine and all of that crap, it won't be able to come over the borders because it'll be blocked and stopped. Safer future for our kids. The child traffickers are going to be blocked and stopped. Okay, it's out in the open that we're being tracked, but they're going to also be able to block the criminals. I want to leave that one with you. New beginnings is on its way. New earth. Some of you are possibly already in New Earth, but sometimes we're getting triggered from people who are in the old earth, in media's doing it, and it's triggering we, and it's bringing we back down to earth. So just keep focused and keep doing what you need to do. And if all else fails, just turn everything off and have a hot chocolate. And I'm going to leave that one with you for the night. Stay safe, stay well, stay focused, and stay happy. Free energies coming in is exactly what David Shields said here. Free energy. We're nearly there. And then you know what comes after that. They're preparing we. And that's when they'll bring in the others. They'll bring in the others from the other worlds. When the man stands in snow, we will know the truth. I will leave that one with you for the night. Take care, stay safe, and may the force be with you all. Now, how do I get out of here? Oh, yes.